Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna be doing series where I'm gonna be taking a look at top defense companies or contractors for defense industry within UK. I'm gonna be taking a look at top 10 companies from information that I managed to find. Myself, I'm interested just because there's a lot of opportunities within the industry. If anything, I would like to understand for myself what are other players within the market. I know some of those, as well as perhaps it's worth taking a look at all 10 of those. And not necessarily know all 10, but I know some of those companies there. Let's start with Rolls-Royce company and what this company does. I know this company very well. I had the opportunity to meet with some people and have a chat, so I have hands-on experience working with the company. I personally think that some of those companies perform very well. Some of those companies there gonna be just fine. uh, I'll jump into what information I managed to find on the internet, and from there I'm gonna move to company's website. Perhaps that's one way to do it for those who perhaps do not know this company that well. It's areas as we speak. Current areas of expertise would be aerospace. Rolls-Royce is a major player in aerospace industry, producing aircraft engines for both civilian and military applications. The company engines are used in various types of aircraft, including commercial airlines and military planes. So something that they do, as well as marine. Rolls-Royce, I will get it. Provide propulsion systems and services to maritime industry, including ship design and integrated power systems. I have heard the rumor that it's something that they're interested in, perhaps launching electric powered ships. But I heard this one perhaps 5 years ago, more perhaps more than 5 years ago. So because it's very hard to do, right? So perhaps it's something that they might be interested in doing. I don't know. Either way, there's a lot of contracts on the table as well as they perhaps this company had a chance to get their hands on some of the juicy contracts coming from other governments as well, which is a good thing to make this company even more profitable. Energy. Rolls-Royce is innovated in the energy sector, providing power solutions for various applications. This includes gas turbines for power generators and mechanical drive applications, as well as solutions for the nuclear power industry. Okay. It's very complex. The subject of nuclear power, I'm trying to understand a little bit better. It's something I'll be covering next week, since there are a lot of opportunities to receive funding for people who are interested in this industry, as well as I'll cover that in more detail and what these companies are doing. Most of the time, to put in simple words, so there'll be some takeaways. You can just follow the money. So there's a lot of finance right now within energy sector, since energy is so expensive within the UK. So there's a lot of finance, there's a lot of attention within its industry, and I can understand how these companies are looking to perhaps offer a lot of value to some of those projects. Innovation, the company has history of innovation, has been involved in developing advanced technologies for its various sectors, but not necessarily limited to what sectors they're operating in right now. This includes a focus on improved fuel efficiency, reduce environmental impact, something a lot of governments are focused on, as well as incorporating digital technologies into its productions and services. Good. Once we're done with this, we can jump on a company's website and what kind of information we can find there. I'm not being promoted, so I'm not that eager to read anything from there. But either ways, you can do your own research and understand a little bit better. I would touch on it briefly, right? Rolls-Royce pioneers cutting-edge technologies that delivers clean, safe, and competitive solutions to meet our planet's vital power needs. Okay, so it's a high priority, I guess. Perhaps they see something that I don't. Well, either way, why we did. We meet the demands of growing, more connected society where power that matters must be sustainable power. This is our challenge. Our technology will play a fundamental role enabling a transition to a low carbon global economy. Perhaps they set those goals for limited time. Well, perhaps they set those goals for next 8 years or so. And since there's a lot of attention within this industry, opportunity, our technology will play a fundamental role in enabling transition to low carbon global economy. We have pledged to achieve net zero carbon in our operations by 2030, and we will play a crucial role in enabling the sectors in which we operate reach net zero carbon by 2050. Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. Hopefully, we can achieve that, or to say the least, perhaps it would be part of how everyone can achieve that. It's kind of hard to explain, right? How some of those companies of that, and not necessarily limited to this company. If anything, I might be interested in sharing it, just an example, right? Some of those companies will hire top talent, top professionals. So when it comes to management staff, so it would be someone who spent or perhaps close to 10 years in area of expertise when it comes to developing new projects, right? So that person would come on board and potentially manage a large size team, right? He would prepare plans how that person would like things to do. That person, because he spent so much time in trying to learn those kind of things, right? He would go in so many details, right? How to achieve his kind of goals, right? He would spend hours and hours developing those kind of plans, right? And then he need to bring the rest of the team on board about what needs to be done, right? That the team, right, that he's overseeing, right, he would present those plans. And some people would ask some random questions. So they would those meetings can from half an hour go for another 3 or 4 hours instead, and trying to explain everything or how to accomplish everything. So I don't know. There's as it is with many things, right? So then it comes to planning and perhaps bringing all the people on board and bringing everyone up to speed. Perhaps there's some pushback, the lack of motivation, as it might be with everything, especially if the large companies would need to change direction, if that makes sense, right? So if many companies were operating with I don't know, diesel, petrol-powered engines, right, and they would need to change direction and perhaps introduce new projects, perhaps bringing in new talent on teams, as well as bringing all the teams, well, whatever that might be, the manufacturing, quality, whatever team would bring everyone up to speed. And I don't know, it's just overall just some of the companies and the way how they operate, right? When it comes to planning, right? So even on the website, it because some of the people are very structure orientated, right? I can tell. I can tell that some of the people very orientated when it comes to structure. So what the structure we have on the company's website, right? So it would start at the top, like a pyramid, right? So it would start with our purpose, pioneering the power that matters to connect power and protect society. Okay, so this is like a what they're looking to achieve, right? This is what almost 10 years degree would give you, right? When it comes to structuring and bring everyone up to speed on board, right? Which is great thing. Which is great thing when it comes to engineering and working with some of those companies. Next one, you have going down. You have our vision and our mission, right? That will be a leading industrial technology company and our mission leading a transition to a net zero, which is great. Again, we're talking about engineers over here, right? From there, we're working down and we have three sections, right? That would be trust, integrity, and safety. Something, perhaps safety, I would place first. Trust, I mean, it's something that we strive for, but but I would not necessarily trust even when it comes to some of those projects and achieving those projects. That's just something perhaps worth taking a look. When it comes to fulfilling some of those projects, implying some of those systems, especially when manufacturing Six Sigma implementations, trust. So why we having those systems in place, right? So again, what are you doing? So I get what these engineers are trying to achieve here. From there, we're working down, and we have 4 points that when we embrace agility, be bold, pursue, don't be bold, don't be bold. I like how other companies put it. They put it as be more entrepreneurial. I guess that could benefit the company when it comes to bringing more profit. But when we talk about engineering, don't be bold, don't be bold. I met some of those people that don't be bold, but that's my opinion, right? Pursue collaboration and seek simplicity, which is great, right? So again, I'm reading it for the first time. So we have like pyramid, and overall how they would structure. I would highlight safety and accidents at work and everything. How we will. It's not that they have any, but either way. So it's something I would structure slightly differently. But either way, so I like overall presentation and do it either way. It reminds me about some of those companies, right, and how they would like to present some of the projects and guide, especially when we're talking about large groups of people, engineers usually, right? So very technical, specific staff that we need to guide and how they prepare some of those presentations for people. Then they're trying to introduce the companies. For people who are interested in some of the financial metrics, I might attach a screenshot of some of the finances and how a company is doing. For those of you who are interested, but I think a company itself is run very well, so a company should do. Well, again, it should. I guess in the past, the company was run very well. Hopefully, it will keep up with top players, if anything, or to or uh, be bold and keep reinventing itself. Let's take a look at the business model, which would be 7 steps, right? Anticipate the need of our customers, develop cutting edge technologies, design solutions, develop world class production capability, grow installed original equipment base, capture throughout life value of its service products, generate stakeholder value. Right, right. So what they place the customer-centric approach, so to say, where they're putting a customer first and stakeholder last, which is kind of interesting, I guess. But I understand what they're trying to achieve. Yeah. If you'd like to learn more, I have published a book, Fit Flow Project. In this book, I'm sharing a lot of information with all the people who would like to learn more about their body, everything, what would be required about this hardware that we have, right? What kind of food you should eat, or learn more about calories and how energy is made for food and how your food should eat. Even that is for some people is a very complex subject, I guess. But either way, so with starting with energy for your food, right? Energy that you made out of food, as well as rest periods, and we working to exercise and working out, lifting weights, putting some pressure on your body, stress, how you're working against gravity in the gym, and how to maximize your time in the gym. I'm focusing on all these areas in this book. You can find more in the description below, as well as top retailers has it. If anything, I would like to summarize this video. And I'm currently taking a look at some of the products and services that the Rolls-Royce is offering. That with civil aviation, as well as defense, electrical, power systems, right? So if anything, any takeaways, a lot of people currently are looking for where to shift, right? So if anything, I would highly recommend to take a look and be bold when it comes to thorium as energy source and perhaps how and better it can be, as well as how costly can things can go bad, right? When it comes to perhaps a lot of time and resource wasted when trying to develop this technology. But if anything, I would highly recommend. No, currently, not that I know of anyone's using on a large scale. So instead of nuclear, perhaps thorium. Instead of having nuclear power weapons, that would be beneficial of the government. More companies, I don't know, private companies, right? Some of those companies are going to space, private companies, right? So perhaps, if anything, thorium as energy source can be done. Potentially, we're looking at a monopoly since nobody else would be working with this technology. Some of the obstacles might be materials, as well as lifetime, as well as perhaps fourth generation of thorium reactors, and how some of the companies should develop those, if anything. And myself might be able to pay less for electricity, if anything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.